All the void creatures were drawn toward the 9 miniature worlds that Uzu had summoned in the sky. A blinding flash of light erupted, and in the next instant, every single void creature on the battlefield vanished into thin air. Uzu hovered motionless in midair, his body enveloped in radiant golden light. When the light finally faded, the shattered planet and the enormous spatial rifts left behind from the earlier battle reappeared before everyone's eyes. The leader of the sky race couldn't help but exclaim in awe, "With just one strike, the Lord has annihilated all the invaders." Uzu slowly raised his hand. He released his spiritual energy into the heavens, and golden light, like warm sunlight, spread across the ruined planet. The massive rift in the void began to close under his power. The sky race leader lifted his head and shouted in relief, "The gate of the void has closed. The barrier has been restored." On the ground below, many sky clansmen lay buried under piles of rubble after the devastating battle. Uzu looked down at them with a solemn expression and declared, "I will not let your sacrifices be in vain." As his words fell, he released his spiritual energy once again, summoning the minor world of life. A torrential rain of golden spiritual energy descended upon the desolate planet, brimming with the essence of life itself. The droplets of spiritual energy touched the sky people, and their wounds began to close at an astonishing speed. They stared at themselves in disbelief. "Huh! My wounds! They're healing so fast." Under Uzu's restorative power, even those buried deep beneath the debris began to recover, their bodies knitting back together as they slowly stood up. Looking at his unharmed body, one sky clansman murmured in disbelief, "Didn't I die just now?" Another beside him widened his eyes and shouted, "I'm alive! I've come back to life!" The leader of the sky race caught a few drops of the golden rain in his hand, sensing the immense vitality within. He thought to himself in awe, "This isn't just ordinary spiritual rain." Nearby, a sky gatekeeper who had once guarded the path to Eden and had been decapitated earlier now rubbed his sharp head and stammered, I remember having my head twisted off." From above, Uzu gazed down at the scene, thinking calmly, "This rain of life, reviving every fallen creature from this battle." As planned, more and more sky people rose to their feet, reborn. Even the high-ranking angel himself wasn't spared. He looked at his own hands in disbelief, muttering, "I'm not dead? The purple dragon, has it been slain?" Nearby, Serif, the very angel Uzu had defeated earlier, also resurrected beside him. Up in the sky, Uzu continued to release golden spiritual rain. The high-ranking angel looked up and said with reverence, "The 16-winged holy imperial weapon has finally descended." But suddenly, Serif beside him let out a wild roar. "Aya!" His crimson eyes glowed with madness as he screamed, "The 16-winged holy imperial weapon belongs to me." Without warning, he transformed into a streak of red light and shot toward Uzu at a speed almost impossible to follow. "Serif! Stop!" the high-ranking angel shouted anxiously. Uzu instantly sensed the killing intent approaching him. His eyes narrowed as he turned around just in time. "Imperial weapon is mine! No one can take it from me!" Serif roared and launched a blazing red punch. Uzu swiftly raised his wings to block. The next instant, Serif's attacking arm was sliced clean off, severed by Uzu's counterstrike. Serif froze, his body still in mid-swing, his eyes wide as he stared at his dismembered arm. Uzu glared at him coldly. "I agreed with the 16-winged holy imperial weapon not to harm your kind. But that does not mean you can attack me. If you truly wish to die." He finished his sentence with another slash, this one cleaving Serif completely in two. Then die. From afar, the slash looked as if it could split the entire city in half. The shockwave blasted Serif's body backward as it disintegrated into dust. In mere moments, nothing remained of him. A massive explosion followed as the energy strike slammed into the ground, splitting the earth apart. The high-ranking angel, standing not far away, quickly shielded himself with his wings. The blast sent up a cloud of dust so thick that it completely obscured his vision. He could see nothing at all. Uzu suddenly appeared right behind the high-ranking angel. Feeling his presence, the angel jolted in shock. In an instant, the high-ranking angel turned his head, a thought flashing through his mind: his speed. Incredible! He was behind me in the blink of an eye. If he had attacked just now, I might not have survived. Yuziyu extended his hand, and a single feather wrapped in a sphere of spiritual energy materialized in his palm. Take this feather, he said. Under Yuziyu's control, the feather slowly drifted toward the high-ranking angel. From now on, Yuziyu continued, if the sky race faces a crisis beyond your ability to resolve, you may activate it. I will come to your aid. Leaving behind that solemn promise, Yuziyu didn't wait for the high-ranking angel's reply. He turned and departed at once. Activating time acceleration, he transformed into a streak of golden light that shot off the planet at astonishing speed, piercing straight into the void. As he flew, his voice echoed with quiet satisfaction. I've obtained 1 chi transforms into 3 pure ones, and the 16-winged Holy Imperial weapon is finally in my hands. It's time to return to Earth. Yuziyu accelerated further, the power of the 16-winged Holy Imperial weapon coursing through him. His movement speed now rivaled that of void teleportation itself. At that moment, the system interface appeared before him: 16-winged Holy Imperial weapon, grade, Supreme Emperor armament, mid-tier, innate talent, world breaker, cannot be restrained. Cannot be stopped. Even an army of millions cannot block its path. Special ability, winds of the world, summons a global tempest strong enough to annihilate all existence. Speed of light, semi-sealed transforms into light. As fast as light travels, so too shall the wielder move. Wings of protection, can block all attacks. Divine radiance, shields the wielder from all forms of corruption and evil. God's posture, currently sealed. Wings of light, currently sealed. Wings of the divine, currently sealed. Divine art, against the current. When speed transcends the temporal limit, the wielder can move upstream through time itself. Yuziyu stared at the system interface and murmured, more than half of its powers are sealed due to the damage it suffered. He frowned slightly, thinking to himself, even so, this is already absurdly powerful. I can hardly imagine how terrifying it'll be once fully unsealed. His gaze lingered on one particular line: speed of light, semi-sealed transforms into light. As fast as light travels, so too shall the wielder move. He couldn't help but think, as fast as light. That's terrifying. Flying beside him, Avon spoke proudly, now you see how powerful I am, kid? Oh, and by the way, the name 16-wing doesn't mean there are literally 16 wings. It refers to 16 different forms the wings can take. Yuziyu glanced again at the other sealed entries on the screen: God's posture, wings of light, wings of the divine, while Avon continued to chatter beside his ear. You see, this imperial weapon isn't something simple, you know. Then Avon suddenly seemed to remember something. Oh right, kid, I almost forgot to ask. Why did you go through so much trouble to get your hands on me anyway? Yuziyu narrowed his eyes and fixed his gaze forward. His tone grew calm but firm. Because there's a being heading toward the planet I was on. Avon was taken aback. Huh! You're that strong. Who would dare provoke you? What's its name?